Are you ready to learn how to use ChatGPT to upgrade your business? If this is your first time on my channel, my name is Lacaba. I run a virtual assistant agency here in the Philippines, and I post videos every Sunday and Thursday on how to work from home and how to have a business from home. So make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of my video. Now, in the last couple of videos that I have been doing, I've been showing you guys how to start a business with ChatGPT, how to work with ChatGPT in different parts of your business. And in this video, I really want to focus on three main areas in your business that you're thinking, oh, how can I upgrade this, or how can I make this better, and walk you through what are the prompts that you can put into ChatGPT to make your business just a little bit better. Of those three areas, I'm going to talk about how to upgrade your operations, your marketing, and recruitment using ChatGPT. The reason why I picked these three areas is these are usually the ones where we don't think of upgrading or working on right off the bat unless you already have this robust system. So I want to walk you through of depending on the size of your business, how to be able to just get it to just a little bit better. And hopefully getting you to the point where you're using ChatGPT for your business. Now, before I go into any of it, I want to introduce you guys to the WOAH Method. This is basically a way that you can quickly prime ChatGPT about you and your business and what it is that you do. So the WOAH Method is basically W is who you are, what you do, who you serve. So just basically an introduction of who you are. The O is the outcome that you're asking from ChatGPT. So whether that's an expertise that you need from it, whether you're working on a particular project. So just outlining what is the basically ultimate thing that you're asking from ChatGPT. The A is are you ready? Just spelling that out, making sure it understands. Now the H is usually for the how, if you want it to be in a funny way, in bullet points, so on and so forth, depending on your preference. That's just a good way to put it in there. So for the first part of operations, we'll basically be using this WOAH method right here. So sharing my screen. If you guys have not seen ChatGPT before, this is what it looks like at this moment of recording. So pasting this here of I own and run a virtual assistant agency where we work with, I'm giving basically the introduction to me. The O is I need your expertise in upgrading the operation sides of my business. And then are you ready? So it's just quick and easy as that. I don't usually put in the how at the beginning. I might add that later on if I want it in a format and anything else, but we can just start with that. So it's just preparing it, and then we'll ask hey, let me know where to start. So the first way that we can upgrade our operations when it comes to using ChatGPT is actually creating your org chart. So I know this sounds very basic. Why would you even think about it? But honestly, as 2x2 has been growing in the last couple of months, I've been thinking about hey, what would this look like when it was 50 assistants, 100 assistants, so on and so forth. I want to start building that organization in my business. And as you scale your business, that's something that you definitely have to start writing out the roles even before you start hiring for them. This is coming from the book, The E-Myth, which I love, of just writing out what are different roles that you need to hire for in your business. That way, it's going to be a little bit easier for you to cross that bridge when you get there, rather than making the mistake of hiring one or two people doing 3 or 5 different roles themselves. So just by outlining that with ChatGPT, you can have a better idea of what that can look like. So a quick prompt that you can use is based on my business. Can you create an ideal org chart for working with 20 executive assistants? Now we have more than that, so I'm going to add 50 maybe right there. So then what ChatGPT is now doing is it's outlining what that should look like for me. So creating probably, we have the CEO, founder, operations manager, HR manager, sales and business development team, client success team, so on and so forth. The client success manager who works basically with the clients. We have the training and quality assurance team. So I love this because this gives me a good idea of this would be different things that I would be upgrading into XU in that timeline basically that I'm thinking about. Now the next thing that you can use ChatGPT for is actually starting out to write the different positions and the roles and responsibilities that they will be doing. So a quick way they can do this is using this prompt of can you create the roles and responsibilities for, and I put just role on there. So let's say I'm gonna pick a training manager. And you could do this chronologically as well, maybe depending on who you want to hire next. But it does help having just a really good way, a solid way, to be able to see how ChatGPT can do this for you. So responsibilities, writing out even the objectives and key results that they should be producing. So it's just a quick and easy way to see That's what that role does. So with ChatGPT, you can get an outline of the different ways and different people that you need in your business and writing out a clear roles and responsibilities. So when you're ready to hire, it's going to be easier for you as well. And finally, one of my favorite ways of using ChatGPT to upgrade my business at the moment is creating standard operating procedures. Now, if you haven't made this yourself yet, it is one of the crucial ways that you can free yourself up from your business, from the different roles. So it is basically a documentation of the process of different ways that things are getting done in your business at the moment. So for using ChatGPT, I've clicked new chat on here, and this will become, essentially we can rename this as our org chart writer. So this is now we've created what I like to call your task GPT. So anytime that you're doing this task of writing out your org chart, of writing out the roles and responsibilities, you have one ChatGPT bot basically that you can go to. So for the standard operating procedures, we want to start with a new chat with it. We will still use the same WOAH method, the WOAH prompt that we have. And again, it'll say, yep, let me know where to start. But when it comes to creating your systems in your business, you want to start breaking down with, hey, what do I need to create in the first place? So here we'll ask ChatGPT just that. We're creating our standard operating procedures inside of our business. What would be important first SOPs that we should create? And again, based on the WOAH method, you've given it the context of what you do, it'll be more specific of what that would look like. So the onboarding process, the client communication, task assignment and tracking, so on and so forth. So it's making assumptions on how my business works. And of course, you can give it more context of how it does work, and I can give it corrections of like, hey, this is actually how we operate, so on and so forth. And then ChatGPT will give you more customized responses. But this is a good way, like, hey, okay, these are the top 10 SOPs I probably should start creating. So then the next question is, where do I store this? How do I store this? So a prompt that I like using in ChatGPT is, can you create what table would look like for a database of standard operating procedures? So what that looks like is, it will then actually create the table for you, an example of what it would look like. So you have SOP ID, title, description, document link, so on and so forth. It'll give you like the columns that you will use for it. So then for you can put this and throw this into a Google Sheet, an Excel file. You can use Asana, Trello. For us, we use Notion for our SOPs, and then start just copying what the recommended pathway is. And you even have like each title already there, so that it's up to you now to create the actual documentation. But if you have no idea yet what the documentation looks like, I have the prompt for you. Is you can go ahead and, can you create a template for standard operating procedures? So then it'll just create like a quick version of it. You can make this shorter, you can make this just upbeat. Instead of 2XU, we have only like 4 parts of our SOPs. We keep it really simple. But then of course, like I said, you can edit this. So basically what I'll grab here is, I'll just say, oh, I just want, of course, the purpose. I want the definitions and abbreviations part to it. So I'm just basically choosing and picking how I want my SOP template to look like. So again, you don't have to just go with what ChatGPT gives you. So let's say that's going to be our template. Then it'll update basically, oh, now this is now your new SOP template, so on and so forth. So then just a quick thing that you can do is you can now go back up to the list that ChatGPT gave us and actually ask it to create the SOP for the list that it already wrote out. So now it will go into the law of assumption of what your onboarding process looks like, but then it's giving you the draft. You can now edit this, you can make it make sense for you and your business, but you now have a first draft of your SOP, and you can keep doing this. You can do it for all of the 10 that it has given, or any of the other SOPs that you've asked it. And now you can just always go back in case that, let's say, it's not following anymore the template that you used. You can just say, I want our template to only include this, and please create the SOP for whatever it is they're creating the documentation for. So that's how quick and easy it is to just upgrade everything else in your operations. There's a ton of examples. I do have a whole video on how to use it for your operations specifically. And the next thing that we'll talk about is then your marketing side. And I know a lot of people use ChatGPT when it comes to the marketing side of their business. So for this, we'll be changing the WOAH method. It's mostly just the outcome. So we'll say, I need your expertise in upgrading the marketing side of my business. Are you ready? So same thing, we're starting with the WOAH method. And for this, we can now update and even edit the name for this and call it our SOP writer. So again, anytime that you want ChatGPT to go ahead and write SOPs for you, that will be the place. But we'll let it finish basically what it was saying. So then the first thing that you can use ChatGPT for when it comes to upgrading your marketing is, of course, upgrading your content strategy. So I'm giving it already a good summary of what 2XU does. Currently, this is our content marketing strategy, and I ended it, what tweaks or upgrades can we do to our strategy? So then it will just give us, like, as a marketing expert, because that's what we asked it, your expertise in marketing, it will then go ahead and give us more specific actionable things of how we can upgrade our content marketing inside of 2XU. So again, just super cool way of going ahead and upgrading that side of your business. Another way you can use it is just upgrading your content and brand guidelines. If you haven't had one already written up yet, or if you want to upgrade it, you can throw it into ChatGPT. So I'll paste it here of, can you create our content and brand guidelines? We aim to be educational, approachable in our marketing, and we use blue and white colors. So with the magic of, again, the expertise of ChatGPT, it can produce that for you. It doesn't have to be super complicated on how to do it, but then it goes ahead and creates the content guidelines, the target audience, your tone and voice, content types or formats. So it just breaks down, because again, it has a good idea of who you are, what you do, the content that you already create, because we gave it like, hey, this is our content marketing strategy, and even upgraded it, and even going ahead and actually creating the brand identity, social media guidelines, so on and so forth. So then you can now give this to, hopefully, as you hire a marketing assistant for your business. And lastly, one of the cool ways that ChatGPT can upgrade your business when it comes to the marketing side is going to be upgrading your marketing pitch. So it already knows my marketing pitch just because that's how I introduce myself. So I'll ask it, can you give me 3 to 5 examples of a better way to pitch our business in our marketing? Use best practices from experts like Alex Hormozi, Gary Vaynerchuk, or Russell Brunson. So I picked these 3 because these are the 3 that I follow a lot when it comes to marketing in general. You can pick the ones that you like, that you follow as well. So right off the bat, it's just creating the different kinds of pitches that I've asked it. I've asked it for 3 to 5 examples. So giving it that power. So here, are you a service-based entrepreneur struggling to transition from solopreneur to business owner, blah, blah, blah. So it has given me a lot of really good ways that, like, hey, I can now tweak and upgrade how we talk about 2XU to our clients, and basically from ChatGPT. And lastly, the last part that will touch basically on upgrading different parts in your business is recruitment. Now, depending on the growth of your business, you might want to focus on recruitment now, before you need to start hiring a lot of people, or it might be more urgent right now that hey, I'm looking at my recruitment side, how can I use ChatGPT to upgrade it? So the prompt will change as usual. So we put here, I need your expertise in upgrading the recruitment side of my business. Are you ready? And of course, it'll usually say, yep, let me know where I can start. So the first thing is actually creating your recruitment funnel. So if you haven't already created one yet, or you kind of have one and you haven't really written it down, this is a prompt that you can use for it of, can you create an ideal recruitment process and funnel for hiring our executive assistants? I can be more specific for our clients. So now what ChatGPT will do is it will break down step by step what the process should look like when it comes to us in 2XU hiring our executive assistants. Now, we do have a very robust recruitment process already, but again, this is me looking at like, hey, what else can I upgrade and make better inside of 2XU? And right off the bat, it's walking me through things I've already have in 2XU, and maybe even ideas of how, again, I can upgrade our recruitment further. The next thing is actually then writing the email templates that you'll be sending out to applicants at every stage. So a lot of people have been using just ChatGPT, and I've recommended a lot of just using it to create email templates for your business, whether it's recruitment, sales, marketing, anything else. But it's just a good and easy way to have that draft that you can then go into your business and edit it to make it make sense for the voice, for the culture, whatever you guys have using ChatGPT. So right off the bat, we have like the confirmation email, the interview invitation email, and since ChatGPT was the one who created everything else above, it knows what the process looks like. So we now have a full just templates and templates of how we can move our applicants forward in our funnel. And lastly, of course, you can use ChatGPT when it comes to creating the interview questions, the things you'll actually ask during the hiring process. So right there, can you create a list of interview questions as well as green flags to watch out for when interviewing for executive assistants? So again, I've used it very specific for my business, so ChatGPT can give me the more specific results. But right off the bat, questions to assess skills and experience, evaluate communication, so on and so forth. So it's gone through and actually listed out the skills that you usually hire executive assistants for, and broke down like what questions I can ask, which is pretty freaking cool. And also, of course, the green flags to watch out for. Now, you can also use ChatGPT when it comes to creating the job description, again, based on maybe on your roles and responsibilities. You can ask ChatGPT to go ahead and create other templates or tests, maybe even for the recruitment process, and ChatGPT will handle that for you. Now, again, I do recommend that you do have different task GPTs for different roles, so that it's easy for you to just ask that bot anytime that you need that expertise or that help. Now, hope you guys liked this video, and if you did, make sure to hit the thumbs up button right there and comment below what other areas of your business do you want to upgrade with ChatGPT. I would love to know so I can make a future video about it. And if you still haven't yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right there so you don't miss any of my videos every Sunday and Thursday on how to work from home and how to have a business from home. And make sure to check out those two playlists right here and the latest video right here. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and remember that small steps matters, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!